Welcome back to the Boundless Shores. I got a new scene change, new background change. I got an apartment, so now I have my own office. Right, I'm back. I'm not gonna wheel myself. I don't have the wheel to live, but don't. That was a bad pun. Anyways, we're back. This is episode 86, I believe. Which is kind of crazy. My sinuses are fucked, my ears are fucked, but we're gonna try and do this anyways. Last session and the session before, I'm just gonna recap and catch us up all of us up to speed here. So the party has made their way to New Warren City. They flash their Arcanist coins to get all access inside as they head down to the Gaslight District to find Black Dragon Pox, or that's called. Hold on. Nope, it's not on this. On this. Sorry, whatever. I can't remember what it's actually called. Um, what do we do? We kind of walked around for a little bit until they were approached by Wrath the Butcher, a former member of the Sons of Osiris. Um, they learn of the resistance of Palor, as well as they're sent in the direction of Old Uncle Buck to find a cure for Black Dragonpox. So that's what they do. They go and they find Old Uncle Buck or Dr. Seranus, as the party all worked together. Group effort between mostly V and then help from Alistair and uh, obviously his new bride. And
Oh, ow.
Yonatan assisting as well. They found the cure and the bane of my existence, the joke of my the bane,
The bane of your
the
existence.
the joke of which is the bane of my existence. They called it Buckley's, and yeah, I walked right into that one. I'm still reeling about it. It's been, yeah, that was insane. Um, and that time where we last left off, Tobin had read the letter that it supposedly had been from his father, but inside it is revealed that Cavalos had kidnapped his father and is now demanding that they return Cavalos's heart to him in exchange for his father's life. Uh, also, I'm pretty sure Uncle Buck just like died, right? He was very old, and
Yes.
then once he was cured, he just like, yeah, okay, he died. So old Uncle Buck, he's dead on the bed. Don't worry about it. Um, the Ade now will stand within old Uncle Buck's home in a stunned silence as after Tobin reads it aloud, he passes it to Calduin. Draconica carnem condemnus. Thank you, Liam.
You're welcome.
Was that the end of the recap and we just went into it?
Yep, we're going to it.
Okay.
What time is it as of current moment?
I'd probably say it's 5 o'clock. You still got plenty of time until your meetup. I can remind you all of the contents of the letter you would like me to.
I partially remember. Yeah, Cavalis has Tobin's dad. And we need to give him the heart.
The meat of the message was stolen something dear to me. I have stolen something dear to you. Turn my heart to the blood temple on Nudar. I shall not break yours. In this, in father writing.
Was that buggy for everyone else or just me?
I was about to ask.
Yeah.
Oh no. Hold on, maybe I should lean closer to my mic. I don't know. Am I like robot-y or
Not anymore.
Yeah. You're good now.
Yeah.
okay? Yes. So the letter was all written in his father's handwriting and it's signed by his father, and then but the message seems to be from Cavalis, like written through George.
Does everybody on the team except for Tobin, I guess, know that it's Tobin's dad's writing, or is it just Tobin that knows that?
It's signed by his father as well, but
Oh, okay.
Tobin recognizes its authenticity with it being his father's handwriting.
Oh, okay. I thought it was signed by the king, but in Tobin's dad's handwriting. But that makes more sense now.
I'm going to load up my Flame Sands wand into Nadia.
Oh my god.
So, how are we going to resolve this little issue?
Well, we first need to know if he's actually telling the truth, if he has him. We need to see if Tobin's dad's actually okay.
Yeah. Definitely a sticky situation because we can't give him his heart back, but we can't just let my dad die either.
We could always give him something that looks like his heart till we secure your dad.
I think I don't know. I don't know if that would work. Like I feel like he'll know what his heart looks like, or like even if it's a fake.
Yeah.
Would I know him fully as the demigod of deceit and lies?
Yeah, you'd know that by now.
Right. Besides, I don't think the demigod of deceit and lies could be easily fooled.
Mm-hmm. But with that
Fair.
being said, yeah, that does go back to your point of is my dad actually safe, right? Like this is definitely his handwriting, but I'm sure there's either spells that could replicate that, or even if he does have him, who's to say he's actually safe, even if we do return the heart to him?
Yeah, for all we know, it's a forged letter.
Mm-hmm.
Mind control?
Yeah,
Could have
that's
done the
like,
job as easily if it's in his handwriting.
yeah, point being, even if he did write it, it's not guaranteed that he's safe. But or that he even has him, but considering he kind of went ghost anyways after seeking out Jeshima, it's very possible that he does have him, obviously.
Right. I think I might have a plan to. I think I might have a plan to deal with that, but I'll need some time to formulate it and think it over.
Wait, so does that mean you don't have a plan? Like,
I have a plan of it, but I'll need some
I have
time
concepts of a
to
plan.
Yeah,
I was thinking like Peter Quill. I was thinking like Peter Quill. I've got part of a plan.
I was thinking Donald
Yeah,
Trump.
exactly.
yeah.
I have a great plan.
Well, what do
It's
you
gonna be
got?
the greatest plan.
What do you got so far? Like, what's the obviously if there's stuff to fill in, that's fine. But what do you got?
All I can tell you right now is that I'm thinking about making a soulborn pact.
Yeah, that means absolutely nothing to me. I don't know what you're on about.
I'm thinking I make a deal with Cavallis.
Out of the question.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, no.
I think the
And
most infuriating part of all this is that we don't actually know what to do with the heart. Are we better off launching it into the sun? Is it better that we find a way of locking it away to prevent him from gaining power from it? Should we go ahead and see if we can crush it in the ocean's depths? We don't know.
And everybody that did know has retired.
We can't just strap 80 copies of explosive runes to it and hand it over, because for all we know, that might be his ambition.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard to say because we have it, but we haven't even tried to destroy it in the past, and we also don't know if destroying it would kill him, even if it did, if there's some sort of backup so that something would happen to my dad as well. So I don't think trying to destroy it's probably the best idea right now.
Would it regenerate? Would he need to merge with it? Would he take the crumbled bits of it, snort it down his nose, and then suddenly become incredibly powerful?
So is there a way we can figure that out? You think does anybody think is there a way we could have it analyzed or something so we can figure out exactly?
You think the lore keeper, holy lore keeper, had an archive? Maybe talking about stuff like this.
Maybe, but I do know most of her research was focused on the tier and its effects, so I don't know if that was necessarily her area of expertise.
Well, we can always give it a shot, see if the Paler's tier is linked with the heart somehow.
I mean,
We
the
could
tier's
also
kind of destroyed, so I don't
we
know
could
how
check
we're gonna do it.
Amarath's. We could try checking Amarath's research as well. Who knows?
Jeshima, I'm sure, isn't thrilled about the fact that one of her favorite pawns is currently in danger, hypothetically.
Yeah, but
Or her son.
I don't think we should rely on her if we don't have to.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of having to communicate with her.
Well, then, Beckett, I believe that there is another we are both
Oh,
familiar with.
no, Alistair.
They would know.
They would. I guess they wouldn't be the best option or the worst option to talk to. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but if we got
That
to, we can.
it's at least on the table.
Yeah.
Um, I am just going to go do something real quick. I'll be back before like I don't know 8 o'clock, let's say.
What kind of time scale do we have on the letter?
I don't think it said. It just wants us to go to. So when you said what blood temple in the letter?
Yeah.
So like not his, or was that where his fire was? Or are you talking about like that other, like that temple, like because it wasn't
Yeah,
there?
the temple that's near the swamps of Nudaria. That's where he meant.
Does that strike anybody? Like, because that wasn't where his tower was, right?
No,
Does
his
that
tower
strike?
was in the Cerberus Hills.
Yeah. Does that strike anybody as an odd meeting place, especially considering have we've linked that to what's his face? Uh Big Bad Blood God.
Vor?
Yeah.
You've linked it to Volnar, but a lot of other people have significance with it. Like the poison, his workshop is also the Blood Temple,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also linked to one of Volnar's disciples. But I don't think that's
Yeah,
yeah.
Everything about this just seems off.
definitely. But I don't know how else we can proceed.
All
I
right,
guess, yeah.
let's
What's up?
let, let's just sit and think on it for tonight. See what we can come up with.
Yeah, can we manufacture some more of that medicine now that we know it works?
Well,
The
we've
recipe's
already
really easy. I think it is, right? From what I remember, Wes.
Yeah.
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 the hardest
So,
component we got 7 cubic
Yeah.
feet of.
yeah. So, we can manufacture that pretty fast.
Yeah, might as well.
Plus, we've already distributed the recipe to the resistance of Palor.
Right, that's true. But we have
Yeah.
the hardest ingredient too, so we need to make sure that at least gets dropped off.
How
Or
much
something.
could I make like right now?
With the remaining
Um.
6.5 cubic feet of it.
Yeah, that might not be the limiting ingredient here. I don't know if we have all the other stuff on hand.
Wine,
Go ahead and
water.
roll me a craft alchemy.
Um, that is a 23.
In the time that you have, you can make about um, I'd say about 11 uses until you not run low on material, but low on time as the hours creep by. It's
Yeah.
not a it's not a hard potion to put together. Not like figuring it out was the hardest part.
Yeah.
But it's just it takes a little bit of time for it all to fully formulate.
Right.
But you have the recipe and you have a lot of the material components. You could give that to other people who can manufacture it down here, and you have those things, or you will have those connections when you meet up with the resistance payload.
Right. Okay.
We don't want to just give out bags of glimmer.
Yeah. But if I make them in preparation, we can hand them to the resistance who can then distribute them properly and safely.
Yes.
So I think I'm gonna do that, make the 11 batches, and yeah, have them ready.
While Beckett is making this, I would like to go out to market and buy as many of the supplies that are. I'd like to go looking for the supplies in the recipe, like as many as I can get my hands on. Both in the under district and the upper district of the city.
You definitely don't have time to do that right now.
Okay.
Uh, Go ahead and roll me
You're cutting
Roll
it
what?
out again,
Sorry.
Wes.
what, really? Why? Roll me a knowledge nature check, please.
Okay. That is a 23.
23. Yeah, you're able to pick up some of the cheaper ingredients, the chili peppers, the mugwort. You found red, but it was questionable, so you skipped up on it. And then everything else is rarer ingredients that you wouldn't be able to find down here.
Okay. Do you think I could? I'd like to find like as many. One of the ingredients is fresh water, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna also during that time. I'd like to find as many and as large of buckets as possible. And
Just the buckets.
just the buckets
Why not a barrel?
or a barrel.
All right. You find a barrel for 2 gold, and then you could buy ingredients for probably another 2 gold, and you buy like a good supply of the mugwort and peppers.
Okay. All right, and then I am going to head back to where the rest of the group is, and I go inside, slap the barrel down, and just start casting Create Water over and over again. And I'm going to fill the barrel.
What level spell is it? Grapefruit and
0.
water? Or, 0? Okay. I would say probably 2 uses. And you fill it
Okay.
up.
Sounds good.
No, it creates 5 cubic feet of water, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, just 1 use then. That's fine. As the time wears on, you hear 8 strikes on the bell as the night approaches, as well as your appointment with the Resistance of Palor. Wrath had let you know to meet him out front of his building.
Well then, shall we go for a meeting of the minds?
Suppose so.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Carrying my bundle of Buckleys.
I will also carry the supplies I have, as well as the barrel of water.
You just put it in the hole.
Yeah, just put it. That's smart.
Everybody loves reaching into my hole.
Hey, yo.
God.
Can I just take 5 really quickly? Well, and we will turn down one of the busier streets to one of the more quieter streets. This street has less lamp lights on it, so it's a little bit darker. You see a hooded figure, a little bit wider on the shoulders. His hands are tucked under his arms, like this, with a cloak around him and a hood up. He leans up against a lamppost, shifting his head left to right for a moment until he looks at you and walks towards you guys. As you guys walk towards him, he takes off his hood, revealing it to the Wrath. Oh, good. You're on time.
Nice to see you again, Wrath.
Do you guys see Buck?
Yeah, you stopped.
I am afraid that Buck is no longer among us. Tragically.
I didn't know him too well. Apparently he was well known around here. Alright, follow me, quickly and quietly. Stick to the shadows as best as possible. He begins to march down the darkened streets and turns down a skinny alleyway as he leads you through a maze of streets and alleys until you get to this one really claustrophobic street that has one of those staircases right beside the sidewalk that descend down to a door that's just covered by a tarp. He walks down the stairs and looks within it and waves you guys to come down as he passes through the You guys follow suit as within you find yourself standing on a metal catwalk. That's like graded and it's like old and it's kind of oily. It feels like this used to be part of an old factory at some point or whatever, whenever, and it was transformed and molded into this society that's grown down here. Um, you go down this catwalk and down a few flights of stairs, and then you begin to hear like some kind of music, but it's a lot more grungy and jargled and um, not very common or albeit real instruments, as it kind of has a kind of dark grungy vibe to it as you guys begin to see a sprawling marketplace that's hidden within this warehouse. As you see Ralph stop and look over the clock at the market, he goes, "Welcome to the Seed."
A
Be
seed of
careful
what?
who you talk to down here. The Seed. It's a seedy place. Our shit kind of grows down here. I don't know. I didn't name it. All right, be careful who you talk to down here. Just follow my lead and keep to yourself. He descends down the staircase and enters into the marketplace, and before he fully walks into the pathways, he kind of looks right and left and like takes stock of the environment before looking back at you and whispers, "Stay close." He left down the path and then immediately right as you walk through this exotic maze of a marketplace. You see stalls of odd and probably illegal furs, as well as exotic pets, illegal tinctures, and all manner of black market contraband. You see a few stalls with weirdly just everyday things. You see like a marketplace that just sells like wheat, and you see it's very shrimpy wheat, and there's not a lot there. You see like a sack of grain that has like a scoop in it. You see the grain's mostly gone out of it, as it's just a floppy burlap sack on a barrel. Um, you see Wrath leads you to he kind of stops at this stall. You see it's a lot of flowing black fabrics. You see they kind of shimmer a little bit. It's kind of like women's shawls and other types of scarves. As he kind of stands there for a moment, looks around, and just kind of puts his head down and tucks his hands under his arms again, and just kind of looks for a minute.
So, what'd you say at that
Beckett,
last
do
part? You
you?
went robotic. Oh, sorry.
Yes, I did.
Just the last
Oh,
like
I hate
sentence.
Oh. Raph tucks his hands under his arms and just kind of waits for a moment as he looks around kind of anxiously. Um, it's Beckett. You've been to the Seed before, but it's gotten a lot more dingier, a lot more shadier characters here. When you were younger, this was just more just like a regular marketplace.
Right.
You see, but it's gotten. I mean, not that it was a perfect place when you were a kid, but it has gotten a lot worse in conditions around here.
As expected.
I'm assuming we're waiting to find our point of contact.
Yeah. Is there anything anyone wants to talk about, or anyone wants to do anything right, or shall I just continue?
I'm okay if anybody else says anything.
I'm alright.
There's no real way to improve the condition of these people, so as
I'm
things are.
going to I'm gonna browse around and see what I can.
You begin to walk away from the stall a little bit, and Roth looks at you and says, "Hey, just stay close, will you?"
Yes, of course.
The next booth over is sells rings. You see various silver and copper rings, some made of I don't know, wood and stone and other things.
Hi there. I would like to buy a couple of rings, please.
Pick whatever you want. 2 gold a ring.
Okay. Do you have 2 silver rings?
Silver. Only have I have one true silver ring and one silver alloy. This true silver ring that'll run you 5 gold.
All right. What about those? What about those wood ones over there?
Wood ones, gold.
All right. You have 2 of those. Nice.
Yeah,
All right, I'll take them.
it's 9 gold for 4 rings.
One gold for 4 ring.
9.
9.
9 gold for 4 rings.
I'll just take the 2. That's
Which 2? What?
2 wooden,
Not the silver ones. Okay.
not the silver.
Alright.
Actually, I'll take 2 wooden rings, and I'll take the true silver and silver alloy.
So 9 gold.
Okay.
After a few minutes of waiting, you guys see a cat jumps from nowhere in from cloths and begins to exit the stall and walk down the pathway as Rath kind of nods his head and as he begins to follow this cat through the marketplace.
Alright.
That's good.
The cat winds down a few streets. It kind of like runs for a few bits, having you guys to awkwardly jog after the cat to keep up with it. As it leads off to an alleyway that goes down, descending further into the warehouse. You see a slender, pale woman with a black shawl covering most of her head, as she wears mostly black clothing as well. You see a short sword is dangles in a sheath on her hip as the rubs up against her leg and then disappears into a grate. So this is the fresh meter, Arath. Aye. They're safe. I checked them already. Okay. You guys know how to climb?
Sure.
I'm
Not my
alright.
forte.
She reaches up and pulls down a ladder of a fire escape, and she says, "Try to keep up." She begins to ascend up the ladder.
Okay, I was expecting far worse. I was expecting
Yeah.
that we were going to have to parkour some brickwork. I start to climb up the fire escape.
Can everyone roll me a climb check, please?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, my climb stat's so low.
Yeah, my climb stat's slow, and I just rolled in that one.
I got an 11.
Calduin falls.
He's a swimming
Calduin-
climber.
Calduin breaks the fire escape.
I got 18.
30, 20.
21.
Does anyone want to try and help out your friends by testing, something to help their, what is it, strength for climate? Bull strength or something? Or
It's strength.
Alter Fortune might help that natural one.
I can cast bull strength.
Yeah, but it's still in that one.
Yeah. Like it won't do a whole lot.
Would you say that we had a long rest? Because that's the only way I can cast Alter Fortune.
Yeah, you would have had a long rest in between, like, now and the last time you would have cast your higher level spells.
Alright, Alter Fortune on.
And then
Al-
you could bull strength Alistair to help his climb a little bit.
Yeah.
Only got an 11.
I mean, it's a ladder. I can't imagine it's that hard.
I hit 15 with Alter Fortune.
That's better. So, what does your roll become? Bull strength gives plus
Plus 2
2.
to your actual ability.
13.
Will be
A
13.
little bit better. As you guys ascend up this fire escape, you see this woman begins to lead you through a maze of fire escapes, and there's a few jumps along the way as you guys kind of. There's one part where you have to kind of nimbly balance your way across a 2x4 across a small gap, and then climb up a jagged brick wall. As you guys seem to be moving up and around this tall central building, until she reaches what looks like a rope ladder that's hung from a catwalk, a couple like probably 20 feet above you guys. As she begins to slowly climb up, you guys following after her, slower, as she kind of makes it all the way to the top before any of you guys, except for Tobin. What did you roll?
18.
18. After Jonathan and Tobin, you guys make it up first as the rest, the other three straggle behind. all ascending up the rope ladder as she walks up a flight of stairs that's just 10 feet to your left. You see a one human guard. His face is fully like wrapped in black bandages. You see he carries a very ancient um, musket rifle. And same with the other guard, who's a half orc, who's got one large tooth and one tooth that's been shaved completely down. His eyes kind of cloudier as he. Oh, hey, Selima. These guys good? Yeah, they're with me. Raph brought them. All right. You guys. He takes a key out of his bag and unlocks the double door and pushes it open for you guys. As within, you see probably about 30 or so people just sitting in this large room. There's crates and barrels littered everywhere. They kind of just found places to lounge and sit, most of them carrying these older guns and swords. Some of them still have bows, as this resistance seems very ill-equipped. Selima, the woman, as you heard one of the orc guards say, she leads you through a few rooms, and as she finally stops in the final room, it's a bit of a smaller room. There's probably about 10 or so people. There's a few chairs kind of in a semicircle, all facing one larger, bigger chair. You see sitting on the larger throne is that same as who stares intently at you guys. Now that you're seeing this in the dull light, it's a tabby cat. One of his ears has been kind of torn off a little bit. It's kind of jagged on one side. Sorry, I didn't think I've learned any of your names. You see, Selena kind of leans in and whispers to you guys, or talks in a lower volume. I'm Selima.
Alistair Greycliff.
Pleasure.
Tobin Raymond.
Nietzsche.
Most folks just call me Caldwood.
Howdy.
Pleasure. Most people call me Beckett, but Dr. Black did.
Jonathan Halgis, at your service.
Um, she looks towards the cat, and before she can get a word out, you see the cat suddenly shift forms into a shorter, still cat-looking form, probably shorter, about halfling height. He wears an olive green, almost military uniform. You see a Blackwater crest stitched over his heart and 4 stars on his right arm. And as you guys are kind of piecing it together in your mind, you finally recognize this person as you guys see Stryker sitting before you guys. except for Alex, as you see Stryker sitting, well, no shit, it's you guys, eh?
Actually, I don't think Caldwood met Striker. Because that was with Mies.
Oh, I don't know if you did. No, I don't think you did. I recognize
Have
some of
you
you.
been? He just kind of didn't he just like disappear the one day, like just kind of like ran off. I'm trying to remember, like I don't think he really.
Yeah,
Like,
he just kind of
yeah,
ran off. He was looking for his friend. He left you a note looking for my
right.
friend Bane, and that was just kind of the end of that.
Yeah.
Oh, here and there, joining the army, starting a resistance.
So just the usual. Did you find your friend at least?
Oh yeah, yeah. He waves over as the young dwarvish kid, probably like a little bit younger than Tobin, waddles over. And he says, "Oh, hey, um, Robin,
Tobin.
Tobin. I want to say John, Beckett, and I don't know you two.
Good
I'm
enough.
Bane. Sorry, Lieutenant Bane." He shoots a wing towards Stryker.
Are we under military ceremony right now?
Uh, I don't like keeping rank too much, but some people in the org likes it organized, I guess. What have you guys been up to?
Oh, the usual. Kicking ass, having fun.
I wouldn't
Well, am I
necessarily
to
be
blame
tortured.
you guys for what's going on in the realm right now? If we want to.
I don't know if blame's the right word. We're trying to, you
I
know,
have I have
fix
no
the
idea
realm.
what you're trying to specifically target us for, but probably.
Yeah, he's right.
Well, I know a few of you guys are directly or indirectly tied to a couple of the events that have affected our home. I've been keeping tabs on you guys, not gonna lie. I know this one, he points at Yonatan. I know this one had a meltdown in Lulara.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
And, well, what do you guys think of this Pax Vindicta nonsense?
A little bit scary, but what can you do? Well, we're figuring that out, but
What kind of information do you guys have?
regarding what? We know a little bit about a lot of things.
Well, how about you give me the proper rundown, and I'll see if we have any room in our ranks for. Sorry, I don't think we've been introduced. Red guy, old guy. I'm Striker.
Yeah, I think he was gesturing to Calduin to go first.
Calduin, don't think I've ever met anything like you.
I'm Alistair. I'm probably better off finding whatever corner that you have for your quartermaster and trying to fix up any damaged weapons and armor.
The Alistair of Greycliff Industries, who's
Oh,
banned in most of the South ports in Blackwater, right?
sounds about right. Yeah, yeah, I'd say that's probably me.
And Calduin, I don't think I've heard of you.
Not many has.
What do you know about Pax Vindicta?
They're a righteous pain in
And
our.
before you guys actually answer that, instead of, things that we know, we're going to call a quick break as our characters tell Striker everything they know.
Smart.
Be back.
Uh, Party begin to tell Striker of their experiences on Icar Inc. and Icar Island, Vainglorious X, and their various encounters with the Sanguicides. A quick rundown of the Sanguicide's abilities as far as you guys are aware, um, from the fight in the raid. Raid, whatever the fuck that company was called.
Yes, Raid Industries.
Um, Thank you. Um, as well as you also tell him about um, your Black Dragon Pox antidote. Um, so anything else you guys feel that you need to share with him, or is that it?
Um, Volnar, Volnar's forces have taken over, seemingly taken over the upper city as well as Aldra,
Arist.
Paris. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh,
You
and the
guys
Isles.
also, yeah, you guys know of like a little bit of the influence of Pax overtaking New Daria of when Kay. Hold on, I just saw this recently, so I can bring my notes for you. It's weird. It says so low. Subscribe by
You're sounding robotic.
By robots.
Burger right now.
He's fully frozen on my screen.
Same.
I don't think he was frozen. I think he just wasn't moving.
We can't hear him.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's saying.
I can see the lips moving. Maybe we pause for technical difficulties?
I should have asked before we started. Where did we leave off? Oh yes, we were telling Stryker about stuff, and yeah, you guys even remember Kay telling you that Volnar's influence has been spreading like exponentially across New Daria. Um, You saw files and reports of riots in Aria, strikes in Eris, and clerics being hung in Lulara,
Mm.
and a lot of pro-Pax Vindicta support.
Yeah, I think that about covers everything we need to tell him.
Well, that's a lot. Thank you for the intel. We have members spread all across New Daria, but our biggest cells are here in New Orin and out in Aria. I'll spread your guys' name around if you guys need anything. Locate a cell, and we'll do our best to help you.
Right, thank you.
It might be worthwhile to see if we can replace one of the contacts on Ascending Stone.
That's not a terrible idea. Do you have got a sanding stone handy?
Um, we keep our information past very, very secretive. Everything's being listened to. The minute we light up Descending Stone, someone's listening. We can't risk that.
All right.
How would we be able to shoot then? Use a sending stone.
Say that again, sorry.
How do we contact you in case of something comes up?
He reaches into one of his pockets and he takes out a small golden cross as he hands one to Yonatan and then one to Tobin, and he says, Yonatan, squeeze it.
I squeeze the cross and
Tobin, the cross in your hand begins to heat up with a dull heat. Like, not painful, but enough to notice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We have ways of finding each other. So, you take one of those crosses, and I'll give you a cross that's connected to a member in the Aryan cell. Nope, not going to use that one. The cell in Aria.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, it sounds a little close. I'm not going to use that one. No, thank you.
Chris, I guess your comment earlier was right. um,
Prophecy is a curse.
I'll put on the the necklace then. Okay, but what exactly, like, I understand it, you can feel it when somebody squeezes it, but how does that actually help us find someone?
They'll find you when you're in the area.
Okay.
Presumably, they'll scry on us, or whoever is holding that connection.
All right.
Well, I have meeting I have to get to. Please relax here in the room, uh, or if you just head out and ask Selima, we have a route that can get you back up to the Skylight District.
Does it involve maintenance tunnels by chance?
Um, yeah,
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
of course, buddy. It is really nice to see you again, guys.
Yeah. It is nice to see you after such a long time, Striker.
Glad you found your friend and did something.
Of course. Um, I'll be in touch. The exit the room as everybody else is kind of left at this point. Is just the six of you in the room.
Hey, Beckett, do we want to drop off that thing?
What thing?
The, the honey?
Concoction?
Yes, the
Didn't we already give it to them?
Yeah, would that not have been like going down during a whole like catch up period or?
Yeah, that was during the catch-up period. You gave what antidotes you had. This wasn't explicitly said, but we'll say that you gave the antidotes you had, the recipe, and some of the material components to get them started
Mhm.
on manufacturing it.
Yeah, and that would include my supplies as well.
Yeah.
Alright.
Your supply as much glimmer as you want to provide to them.
I have no need for
One
it.
of the vials of sludge.
I'm okay with giving the full 7 or 6 and change cubic feet of it.
Cool.
I'm content with
Alright.
giving away all of my sludge.
Yeah.
And all of my
Perfect. So you guys gave him like a huge supply to be able to start making and distributing the antidote. That is sick.
Yeah.
Um. In this moment, now that it's just your party, is there anything you guys wanna talk about or do in this moment?
No.
Their intelligence gathering is pretty good. Could use them in the bloodhounds.
Yeah.
Are you proposing making the connection?
Could be beneficial for both parties.
I was thinking the same thing. Definitely could be beneficial, and they seem like a similar but I guess underfunded organization. I feel like we could definitely offer them some benefits if they were to become at least I guess partners with the bloodhounds. But obviously that's up to you as the interim leader.
See how things play out.
Mm-hmm.
For now, let's do what we can to gain their trust.
Sounds good.
I'll see if I can figure out where they're keeping supplies and set up a couple unseen crafter rings so that way they can go ahead and get some maintenance done on any of the gear that needs repair or upkeep. That'll at
Cool.
least work for the next 24 hours for them.
Sure, they'll appreciate that.
Later, though, once I've finished that, Beckett, you and I think we need to go on a bit of a walk.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys want to have this walk right now? As you guys can step out onto a catwalk, have this conversation after you're done crafting your rings.
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
I've been loath to bring up the topic, what with your experiences inside of the past few weeks and wanting to make sure that you had time to settle back into the save the world routine.
I
But
appreciate that. Thank you.
I have personally been making visits and contact with our mutual benefactor.
Oh.
And to such ends, it was through these contacts that we were able to make any kind of movement whatsoever to protect the mansion and everyone inside.
Huh.
But naturally, no deal comes without a price.
Oh God.
And while he upheld his end of the bargain, my end of the bargain was to bring you on board for a project.
Okay. That makes me a little concerned, Alistair.
Rightfully so.
What are we roped into?
I agreed to craft for him a vessel, one that could serve as his contact back to our prime material plane. I've
Okay.
been putting countless hours over the last almost month and a half into developing for him a new vessel, a new body. And I
Okay.
need your help. While he was agreeable to the choice of vessel, I cannot complete it without your skill at alchemy. While I can enchant all day and all night, I have no particular skill inside of the chemical arts. And his particular vessel, an alchemic golem, demands the skilled hand of one that knows proper tinctures.
Right. Okay. So you literally need me.
He seemed absolutely enamored at the thought of the greatest enchanter on the Isles and his greatest protege and the strongest minds coming together to form what would be his new elaborate entrance back to our world.
Oh, I don't like where this is gonna go, but I guess you have a deal to uphold.
Were it not for that, we would not have known about the surprise attack that was going to unfold at the mansion.
Right. Okay, what do you need from me exactly?
I need you to come with me to complete the chemical ends of things. I've created a stable mold for us to pour all of the alchemical ingredients in, but we lack the proper or we lack the proper ratios, and that kind of knowledge would come from your end.
Right.
Once everything's been poured into the mold, I'll finish the enchantments over the course of the remaining time, and it will come to life. It'll
Ooh,
be just an empty vessel golem, but I presume that he knows how to puppet it from there.
probably, knowing him.
Which means that even were we to somehow sever that link, there would still be the menace of an alchemic golem wandering across the isles.
Yeah.
So, regardless of what happens next, I'm on the hook for crafting a body for him. I ask for your help to complete it, as he seems certain that there is no greater mind that he could possibly select to finish this project.
I'll give you a hand, yeah. I mean, we're gonna have to, just to keep him from doing anything worse, I guess. But
He has whispered no shortage of sweet temptations into my ear to form a pact, and I have so far refused all of them.
that's good at least. He is very persuading sometimes.
And now that I've seen what the results of the tier produced, I have very little doubt that there will be no chance for me to ever use it to my ends, as is. So, when you are ready, meet me on the second bottom floor of the hole. I've uh, I've been making regular contact with Ego through my personal little workshop.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Meanwhile, what's Tobin up to? As Tobin, Calduin, and Yonatan are just sitting within that room, the with the semicircle chairs.
Um, like Tobin just brainstorming the best he can to figure out what he can do about this situation with his father. Not necessarily any ideas coming to mind yet because it's the brainstorm, but he's just thinking about what he knows about Cavalis, what he knows about this letter, the original letter his father gave him, and just what he knows about the heart and the spire, and just trying to piece it all together. Probably bringing Calduin into the conversation as well, since we're just there because just like Calduin, during your time, I guess, serving and being held prisoner by Cavalis. I know you guys probably didn't have the most like direct relationship, but is there anything that you know that maybe me or the party isn't privy to that you think could help us in this situation?
Would I know anything like that, Wes? Like, did I did I tell them that he wanted the tier, or have I kept that to myself?
That fact is up to you, if you have shared that or not. What would you know? Certain things you've picked up on during your servitude to Cavalis is that he loves, obviously, he loves games and he loves toying with people and he loves collecting magical artifacts. Um, so that a lot of your time as his pawn was you went out and collected things for him.
Most of my time, I was just collecting different magical artifacts. I'm not exactly sure what he used them for, but he always got me to get out some new trinket. He really wanted that tier. I know that for certain, but he never told me what for.
Yeah, I can imagine. Even if we don't know what for, obviously, as far as magical items go, that's cream of the crop. So, what exactly brought you along on that first trip we took? Because I know you had something against the queen, but if you were also working for Kavala still, like, what actually brought you out to that?
Maybe a new direction. Finding more clues. Wasn't finding anything in Veilbridge, so first tried to use you to get to the tier.
Right, I guess. Seems like such a long time ago, even though in reality we haven't been together all that long.
Yeah.
But we've managed to find a way through things so far, albeit not totally unscathed. So
That's
I'm
for
sure we'll
certain.
find a resolution here that hopefully gets everyone safe and sound. Well, mostly safe.
Not a big fan of all these deals we've had to make.
Me neither. Getting involved with the people we've had to be involved with. Not that all of them are bad, obviously, but it just sucks at in the way like a lot of people would say in a time like this feels like the world's ending, but there's nothing you can do about it. But in our case, that might just be literal.
How did we get so way over our heads?
But yeah, just let me know if you think of anything that might be helpful.
I'll keep you posted.
Good.
Um, God, I have bodily functions at the worst inconvenient times. Um, you see Alistair quietly slips in through the door and unfurls the hole and descends down. 5 minutes later, Beckett slowly follows um, with you've seen this face of her concentration face as she seems like she's got something on her mind and she's just spinning it and thinking uh, as she does, as she kind of murmurs to herself as she walks by, not really breaking her stride or her glare, which is just kind of glued to the floor as she assumedly approaches the hole.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where she'd go.
Yeah, you descend down to the level that Alistair is on.
Well, time to begin the good work.
Good work.
What would you call it? The art?
Personally, hell, but that's just my experience.
Well then, once more unto the smoke.
Let's do it.
You, Alistair, you place the mask over your face as you turn. As well, Beckett, you see this in real time as uh, ruined quartz pillars appear, a screen of yellow smog creating a doorway. As you, the pair of you, step through the smog and into Ego's workshop. I'm going to call a quick break. The yellow smog kind of clears and clings to you as you pass through it, as you guys look around back within Ego's workshop. The yellow smog surrounding the circular quartz temple, the tables with all the alchemical supplies. You see a table in the center with a metal humanoid shaped structure that's being pieced together. You see plenty of tubes and stuff running into it, and as leaning over it, you see the familiar long black coat, leather jacket, the yellow smog gas mask head as he turns around. My darling, welcome back. I was worried that you have begun to forget about me. I'm glad you're back, Beckett. You look fantastic, my girl. Yes. He grabs you and like does like the French kiss on us. It says, yes, very good. Ah, that demon trapped you, delaying your greatness, our greatness, Beckett. I'm so glad you're back. Has Alistair brought you on board with our little project?
Yes, he has.
Excellent. Well, where do we begin?
I've laid out the plans over on the table over there. As far as I'm aware, the stable chemical list that I'm going to need has been written along the right margin. I'd appreciate any notes or any other contributions that you can offer.
Uh, I'll go look over Alistair's plans and yes, look at them and see if they'd work and if they make sense. Um,
Roll me knowledge alchemy.
that is a 25.
5. This list of ingredients, if done improperly, is the potential to be the biggest bomb anyone has created. All of the different chemical elements are so finicky that one wrong equation, one missed decimal could result in uh, melting death.
Alistair, do you know how close to a literal bomb you've made this?
I'm pretty sure that that's the basis of all forms of alchemy.
Some of them, not this crazy.
All the better reason to defer to one with far more expertise than I. I'll
Yeah.
animate it. I'll animate this thing after we've poured the goo into the mold along with the frame. But what kind of goo I need, that's less of a field that I'm confident in.
That's fair.
I have took I,
Go for it.
I have taken the liberties of collecting all of the elements that is required. We just need your genius touch in order to make everything flow. All the equations should be in order. I wrote them myself.
Sorry, the poison's voice is making me giggle. You've changed it, but I love it. It's hilarious. Um, I guess I'll start crafting said goo.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a craft alchemy, my friend.
Oh! Oh no! It's not a 1, but we're pretty damn close. Okay,
I'm
that's
the one that's supposed to be with the bad rolls.
I got a 2, but I have a 14 in craft alchemy, or a 12 in craft alchemy, so it's 14. Still not great, but
And
Yeah,
again, I can't alter fortune to save you this time, unfortunately.
I'm pretty sure the DC that we need is 20.
Well,
so Beckett
as
and
you're
Alistair
beginning
dead.
to mix, you're beginning to mix some of the ingredients, and there's this little tiny vial of red, very oh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's escaping me. It's very finicky.
Caustic?
Is caustic. As you uncork it and almost pour it in, you're like, whoa, wait. I think I added too much of the last ingredient, and so you have to restart making your batch. setting you back a little bit of time, but here doesn't. I don't think it really matters, as you go ahead and roll this one with advantage, as the poison leans over and gives you the help action as you two begin to discuss equations and measurements.
Thanks for not letting my character kill itself.
Why do I? Why do
If
I
it
feel
was a
like?
one, it would be a very different story.
Why do I feel like the poise is now just going? Ah.
This is such a
Alright.
good idea.
We're better. We're at a 27.
That is better.
Okay, that is much better
Oh.
as you create this compound of it, like diesel fluid, mercury, and again,
All the things that shouldn't be mixed together. Yeah.
nitrous, just all just.
It's like those men 21 and
Yeah.
1 in 21 shampoos.
It bubbles to like a caustic, pungent yellow liquid that kind of bubbles and burps and smells putrid.
The vat's already been set up with the gelatinous membrane. One of the funnest features, if you can call it that, of this structure is that if anyone tries to assault an alchemical golem, it tends to rupture and splash the contents all over the attacker. Truly a nasty little discovery for anyone that discovers this firsthand, but it's self-sealing. So after a few moments, it'll at least close again.
I find it hideously delightful.
It's a motivator. In the meantime, I go over to the metal framed structure for the center and begin etching more runes that have been cast over about 2/3 of the body. Right now, starting to etch into a rib cage or one of the ribs.
Can you go ahead and roll me a craft? I don't know, whatever your craft is. It's your craft.
Well, probably use magic device for enchanting it.
Use magic device. That's the one. Yeah. Sorry.
That's a 37.
Ellie's so funny. um, sorry. What's your use magic device?
37. I rolled well.
Home. Uh, you see, Ego looks over to you and cocks his head. Is everything in order?
Once we've finished the inscribing of the runes across the rest of the structure, I expect that it'll take less than a fortnight for us to finish. It's largely been hinging on the successful creation of your inner alchemical compounds. We can basically coast along, finishing the enchantment as we go.
That is most excellent. You did so well, dear Beckett. I do look forward to our further work together.
So do I.
You did a wonderful job on your antidote, I must say. I was a little disappointed you didn't reach out to me and ask my opinion, but you are my protege. You do know your shit.
I do.
Are we to infer then that you're feeling generous with information today?
Alistair, we're friends. What I know, my knowledge is your knowledge, my friend. Ask away.
What would be the impact of us trying to destroy the heart of Corvallis through mundane means?
It's possible, but it's dangerous. When a demigod's heart is put at risk, uh, the demigod will know. And so if you are willing to piss off a lesser celestial, uh, it's got to be enchanted gold. It's the only thing that will pierce it.
That's quite a tall demand. Of course, a man like Corvallis, I expect that he'd, upon discovering such an action would be in motion, would probably lay waste to our entire bloodlines in order to ensure that no one ever considers such an action again.
You are inquiring because of the situation with my brother-in-law, yes?
I would
What's
expect.
his name? Dear George Raymond.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, no, I totally forgot who I'm playing. No, never mind. He has no relation to him. Alright. I suppose this has something to do with Tobin's dear Papa. Am I right?
Yes. It's a sticky situation, but our understanding goes a long way.
Be careful with Cavalis. He's a tricky one.
The fact that we would need to have such an obscure selection of a weapon of enchanted gold, notable for its deformative qualities, to pierce, not even bludgeon, but pierce a heart. that that shows the level of dedication that he put into for the protection that he expects.
Well, you know these celestials and their hoops and all their rules.
I'd sooner prefer that I didn't know the Celestials. But
They are petty beings.
I suppose I'm in no position to comment. After all, I've shown fury in the past too.
I think that is all the work that needs to be done today. I shall see you sometime soon.
I will be here again tomorrow to continue the art.
Wonderful. He waves his hand as one of the gaps between the pillars kind of ripple into a doorway that leads back into the pit.
Seems about all that we can expect to do tonight. Best to get some rest. And I passed back through the doorway.
Ta-ta, darlings. As you guys pass through, and the gateway vanishes behind you.
We have an answer.
Oh yeah.
Destruction is the solution to piss him off entirely. And we know the obscure method by which to perform this task.
Hmm.
I don't know if either of you have worked with gold beyond that which you find in your coin purse, which has about as much gold content as seawater. But to actually forge a weapon edged to pierce a stone with such a soft, malleable metal, it borders on ludicrous. And yet, that is the task at hand.
Yeah, gold is not uh, typically good for weaponry, but when you say it would be a good way to piss him off, does that mean that even if we did destroy his heart, he'd just it wouldn't actually like do anything? It would just make him mad?
I didn't inquire to specifics, but Ego certainly seemed to tip his hand that that would not be enough to finish him off.
Okay.
Still though.
Well,
Um.
perhaps it'll at least be a way to I don't know, negotiate with violent tendencies.
It would certainly be a strong way to get his attention, I'm sure.
Probably a quick way to end up with an orphan as well, though.
I expect that no matter what the outcome is, he's not going to let any of us survive.
Hmm.
Unless, of course, he just wants someone to laugh at when all's said and done.
Well, he does love his games, as we've come to learn so far.
So, how do we turn this no win scenario of a game into one that we have a fighting chance?
That's the question. I have a feeling if anybody were to know how to make a weapon of gold that's capable of piercing a heart as solid as stone, might be the dwarves. Their history in forging far surpasses anything me or my father would know. So that could be something to keep in mind if we go the route of at least wanting to find a weapon or somebody to make one capable of doing the job, supposing it needs to get done. But as far as actually getting to a point where we can fight it out, I don't know the plan should be for that, while keeping everybody alive.
Well, sounds like regardless of what anyone wants, we're going for another voyage on the seas again.
I don't know how much you were listening, Wes, but I suggested that the dwarves having their history of forging would probably, if anybody could help us find or make a weapon like that, it'd probably be the dwarves of Kalimdun.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. No, I actually like that idea. Yeah, do it. Because you guys are kind of having to go in that direction anyways for the Friars cocktail party.
Oh yeah.
That's a good idea. Hell yeah.
Would it be safe to go there? We know that they've deals with Chandra.
Yeah, but I mean, we didn't get caught, and it seems as though the our main homie's still cool.
Uh, back to Veilbridge, the land of blood.
Yeah, it's definitely a way to put it.
I expect that we will not be met with any kind of glad tidings given our departure last time in the dead of night without notice, and then circled back on flying mounts.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping our newfound lore keeper I don't even know what to call him. Passport.
Status.
Yeah. Um will hopefully be able to help us.
Given the xenophobic entrance that we met with before when it came to matters of magic and magical creature, I expect that it's only going to serve to piss them off further. Ain't it great? Oh well, what's the point of being good all the time if you actually don't get to flaunt it with a bit of trouble every now and then?
I suppose.
Trade deals are best handled when you're not risk adverse. So why not take a risk here too?
Yeah, fair enough.
Shall we go then?
Well, now that we've got the cure into capable hands, is there Anything else we need to do here?
I don't think so. We go to the scryer, set on our way to Kalamdoo.
Yeah, if we can get a little, even just a little glimpse to maybe even just if possible confirm the situation, that could be good.
The
For sure.
top side of the city here is full of flash and engineering, not much in the way of enchantments. So
I'm
I'd
pretty sure
say,
we talked to. Was it here that we talked to a scryer before? I think it might have been.
You did talk to a scryer here, yeah.
Yeah. So
It was an old lady.
yeah. So I'll fill in Alistair. But yeah, we actually had surprising luck the last time we were here in the upper city. There is some people who believe in the more traditional magic than the technological stuff.
I mean, I appreciate both, but fact remains they need to be used together,
Yeah.
at least to get the best outcome of all.
Your creations have showed us that. So definitely inclined to agree. But isn't it also like late now? Like what time were
It
we?
is late now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we arrived to
It's
meet.
probably getting on probably 10 o'clock at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Shall we pack it in for the night and then set out refreshed and renewed?
Yeah. So how long, as of now, do we have until the Lore Keeper's party? Because it's still a bit away, isn't it?
Um, it is still a little bit away, but with travel time
Mm-hmm.
and going to Kalimdun, you'll make it.
Right. So
Maybe with a little bit of time jump too, just in case. But
Scryer, Callum Doom, hopefully
party.
magic weapon, party, um, manor, probably because we'll need to because the heart's in the safe, I think. Or yeah, I'm pretty sure. That's what you said, right, Liam?
Yeah. Give it to somebody to give it to Kay, and we will most likely put it in the vault.
Yeah. And then I guess to Kavalis. Well, we'll see how the scrying goes because ultimately, if we want a chance if things go sour, we need a weapon that can hurt Kavalis. Um, so we need to get that weapon regardless. Like what I'm trying to get at is as much as this is possible, potentially a time sensitive issue because we don't know what or how my father's living condition and just general condition is, right? So, but if we need to go to Kalamdoon anyway, and then that'll line up with this important party we're supposed to go to, might as well, I guess, right? Well, that's why I'd still like to go see the scryer first, just to ensure.
You don't need to beat around the bush. You have a loved one at stake. You don't need the facade. We understand.
Well, it's just comes down to responsibility, as much as I'd like to prioritize saving my father, this is definitely an important person that we would like to make an ally of ours. So we got to make sure we get to that party as well.
Well, then, I suppose that we'll need to make sure that we dress our best.
Mm-hmm.
And I have just the spell for it.
Good. All right. Yeah, I guess let's pack it in for the night.
Are there any night Are there any nightly rituals that anyone wants to do tonight, or shall we sleep and get to the next morning?
I'm all right.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right.
I'm going to just reflect on what Peter and I have been through over the years, what the party in general has been through as we've been together.
As you actually, hold on. Can I quickly call 1 minute? I'm just gonna go grab a drink. No one go anywhere. I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome back.
Right. We are still going, right?
We
I
are
don't
now.
think so.
Nope.
Oh, no, yeah.
Oh, okay, I guess we are going again.
Now we are. Uh Jonathan, as you meditate and begin to reflect, you begin to feel that warm fire building up within your chest. That fire then grows across your whole body. That's all you focus on, as you feel your body in a vast void, as your body pulses with your emotional energy as it blossoms and takes form into this scarlet fire. You open your eyes to see the Varus tree in black and white before you. Between you and the tree is a large creature made entirely of flame. As its form rages and ripples, you see it takes the form of you. It's your face, but larger and made of this fury, rage. Everything that you've ever experienced is within this element of emotion and fury.
I will stand up and approach creature.
As you take a step towards it, it flares up. Do not approach me.
It's all right. I just want to talk.
Who are you?
Well, I'm you. You're me. We're the same. We're one person.
I do not understand. What is this rage I feel?
I'm going to try to venture into the emotional depths of this creature and see what I can glean from it.
Um, seeing as this creature is you, as you delve into that part of your brain that you keep locked away, what are the first things that come to your mind as you think of the pain that you feel?
I think of uh, I think of the events of Kaylor's Tear, and I figure that's where it probably started. Having my home being taken away from me, uh, the pain and anguish and sadness and regret that I felt killing Peter's mom.
In this moment, as these flashbacks are coming to your mind, you see yourself as a young boy. There's you can see within him, in his soul, you can see a dull fire, barely grown, that's just almost the size of a match. And as you watch this little boy begin to grow and go through the life cycles that you went through, you see this fire, this small match, grow as you grow until it becomes this hulking figure looming over you as you're now face to face with yourself. That vision passes as you look upon this being of fire. We have felt so much pain.
Yeah, I know we we have felt a lot of emotion, pain, fear, regret, sadness, anger, but there's also a lot of joy in there too.
I feel alone.
You're never alone. You always have me. You always have Peter. You'll always have my friend to help you out. I just want you to know that you'll never be alone.
They will leave.
Well, everybody leaves at some point, whether it's leaving in terms of distance or leaving in terms of life and death. I just think you can't cling on to that. It's not healthy for either of us.
You talk with your demon, you see it beginning to shrink in size. I feel powerless.
Why do you feel power?
I couldn't save them. I couldn't save myself.
I know we couldn't save our people. We couldn't save our home. But that's in the past. What matters is that we do what we can in the present and future to save as many people as possible.
I hurt so many.
I know. We've hurt a lot of people, but we've saved a lot of people as well.
What if I can't save her?
Then we'll do our best to save her, but we can't promise anything other than just trying our hardest to do so. Just enjoy the moments that we have together if she is destined to be killed. Just take it one day at a time. That's all we can do.
Conversation continues. The demon shrinks and shrinks until finally you're left staring face to face with yourself. Your reflection looks at you with pain in his eyes and he says, I'm scared.
I know. I'm scared too. But whatever we're going to face in the future, we'll face it together with bravery and courage.
Your reflection places his hands upon your shoulders like this, but not like this, as he begins to glow with a warm, fiery light as he begins to morph into you and into a mantle of gold and ruby across your shoulders. As you have finally mastered your final element and you gain, remind me of the name, the Mantle of Fire?
Mantle of Fiery Spirit.
Mantle of Fiery Spirit, as that forms upon your around your neck and your chest. You feel a warmth upon your back as you look upon your shoulders. Two fiery green wings appear upon your back as a bead as you begin to rise and fly and return back to consciousness. So you also gain a flight speed equal to your walking your normal land speed for I don't know 10 minutes per level.
Do I gain the fire subtype as well?
You would with your mantle of fiery spirit, you would gain the fire subtype as well.
Cool.
As you are brought out of your meditation, Yonatin, you lock eyes with Alistair across the room, who's just quietly reading a book. As the two of you lock eyes, Alistair, you see a flicker of fire in his eyes, but not in the way that you've seen previously. It seems the will of fire and the fiery spirit, as he seems to have overcome some difficulty, as he just has now a new look in his eye that you haven't seen before.
Huh. Neat. Usually you only get that kind of flicker inside of your hair.
Yeah. Let's just
Oh
say
yeah,
I
I forgot about his hair.
go ahead.
Sorry, go on, buddy.
Let's just say I conquered my inner demon of sorts.
People spend lifetimes on that.
Yeah, well, I've
You
spent.
also do notice. Oh, fuck, sorry, buddy. I keep talking about you.
No, it's all good. I've probably spent almost 4 human lifetimes mastering it. So
I get too bored after a while. I choose to embrace my demons.
fair enough.
And I think with that, we'll catch up with you guys next week as we are once again southern bound to um, the Sandy Nightmare. That is, what did you say? Vilebridge, the country of blood or whatever.
Belbridge, the land of blood.
The land of blood. Blood and the sand. It's coarse and rough and gets everywhere. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all the news I got. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Have a great time.
Peace.
Yes, sir.